feel that knock? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, know you in your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped, that's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow sticks. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Spanish the minutes, my pen touches the pad.
Welcome to the Rick A Show. The milestone episode. It's our 230th. First of all, I want to say happy holidays. I want to say Merry Christmas, happy belated Merry Christmas to everybody. We're in that weird space where we're between New Year's and Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays to everybody. We're here. Episode number 230. And I just want to start off with my thank yous, because I believe this time of year you should be reflecting on the year that you've had. If you're somebody who excuse me, who writes goals, vision boards, whatever it is, you're pulling those things out right now, this time of year. And you're seeing what you accomplished and what you didn't accomplish, right? I like to keep my list very simple. I'm not like a lot of people where they'll put 1,000 things on their, I don't want to call it a New Year's resolution list, because those things don't last. It's more like goals, obtainable goals for the year, right? I had 3 goals. They were private. I'm not gonna disclose what those 3 were, but I accomplished all 3 this year, and I'm very happy with myself. I reflect these times right now. I sit and I reflect on the year that just passed, and I try to put myself in the situation where I tried to remember what it was like when this year came in, 2025, and what state of mind was I in? What was my mind frame at that point in time? And what was I trying to accomplish this year? I believe I did that personally and professionally. I feel like I'm much better than yesterday. Personally, very proud of my personal life, where we're at. 2025 was a beautiful blessing year. My wife and I welcomed our 3rd child. We had a daughter in September, so it was beautiful. Our previous 2 children, the pregnancy was during the COVID times, so my wife got to experience what a non-COVID pregnancy was this year. And I hope, I haven't had my conversation with her privately. I probably will today or tomorrow on where she's at with 2025. But personally, like internally, me, my wife, who's my partner, I feel like we had a great year together. Um, and when I say that, these aren't monetary things. This is just how you feel you as a person. Did you develop? Did you grow? Do you feel like you're progressing? Um, and I 1,000% feel like I am. Like I know more or less what me and her have planned out for next year. Like, we've been together for 12, 13 years already. So I kind of know, like, all right, we did this. So let's get this done. Let's do this. Let's do that. So this year was beautiful for my family. It was a experience that we just lived in the moment, right? Um, so I want to thank everybody who was around and was involved this year in our personal lives. Um, Support and just being there is a big thing, and it goes a really long way. So I'm in a point in my life. I'm 41. I turned 41 this year. Um, let's. I'm at a point where I'm not looking for. Um, I'm looking to build on the relationships I have, um, support and just being there and just again, I said this years ago. The small things matter more than what you think, right? Um, and I'm trying to be there for the people that are there for me. Um, so if you're if you're there for me and you're 1,000%, and you're checking in and you're in my circle, you already know, like it's not that big. Um, but I feel like I had a great year personally. Because I feel great about my year. I feel like I appreciate the people that I have in my life a lot more this year. I feel like this year wasn't really, if you notice, I wasn't really doing a lot of posting on social media. Let me take these off because I don't have a close. It just feels weird for me when I have the headphones on. That's more for the guests. Excuse me. This year, I didn't post on social media like that. I didn't. I tried to enjoy my life as it happened. I tried to be in the moment, present, um, and I just tried to create memories. And every day I woke up this year in 2025. Well, yesterday was not a great day, but tomorrow's a new day. So that's something I've been saying to myself a lot. I really don't hope I cry on this pod, on this episode of the pod. So my daughter was born. Amazing. She's great baby. Very happy. Changes my mood. Um, I deepened relationships that I needed to. I decided to bring this show back. There was something missing in my life, and this show was it. I do the sports show with Jason. I'm gonna give Jason his flowers in a second, but I don't do this to make money. I don't do this to win awards, although we did win one this year. I do this because I love it, right? And I feel like if you figure out what you love and what you want to do in life and you do that, then you'll be fine. I feel like this is something that I do that's therapeutic for me. It allows me, to be vulnerable, to release. This is like my journal, you know. This is what the show is now. Um, and I'm gonna interview and have people that I want to speak to and have a conversation with on this show. People that I have relationships with. Sploo was on the show. That episode meant a lot to me, not because of where Sploo is right now in his career, but because years ago I wanted to do something with him. It just never worked out, you know. When I wanted to actually do stuff with him, he wanted to like take a hiatus. He wasn't on social media. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't ready for that. He came back and he's been like on fire since, and I'm so happy for him. We discussed our personal relationship on the episode. If you want, it's up. Um, I believed in him in the beginning. There's just people that I keep around that I know they're talented and they deserve their moment and their flowers and their time to shine. He was one of them. So I was very proud of that. And over like the summer around my birthday and stuff, I kind of wanted to, like, I love sports, obviously, you know, you can see the backdrop. This is the same space that I record the 2 a.m. crew. Shout out to my youngest brother, Ariang, for the blinged out New York Knicks cup. I will be, if the Knicks make the finals, this is what I'm gonna be drinking on out of in the show. So, but I'm gonna put it back here for now. Um, Sports is great and it's beautiful. It allows you to escape life and allows you to enjoy something else. It allows you to check out and unwind. And I love it. And I love, excuse me, I love doing the show with Jason. It I want to thank Jason Enrique so much. Like when we started, well, when I started doing the 2 a.m. crew, which was a transition where it was the Rick A show, and then I rebranded into the 2 a.m. crew. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Did I want to co-host? Yes or no? I had a lot of conversations with my cousins. I did some fun episodes. I streamed. It was cool. I've done a lot of episodes with Jason, and I know him personally, and I just knew me and him have chemistry. And the fact that he could give an opinion on the Mets and I could give opinion on the Yankees, like we only have one team in common, which is the Knicks. So it was like a perfect marriage. And Jason was always available, very selfless with his time. So when I was looking for a co-host, a few people hit me up, and there's some people that I'm still we're still working on, but for now it's just me and Jason. But um, damn, my boy Ivan just texted me. It was a blessing. Like we had a discussion over the summer. I was like, hey, I want to do this show. I know it's mine, but I want to do it like as a partnership with someone. And he was 100% committed from the beginning. There's times where when you're doing a podcast, a lot of podcasts fade out because people are like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. You know, you kind of lose. If you're really not invested into this, you kind of lose the passion. That's why a lot of people don't make it. A lot of pods don't make it. So let me just reply real quick. Yeah, a lot of pods don't make it. So I was able to, and I knew I needed someone with me, speak to him, and we came to an agreement on how this would be. We're still developing it and working it, and we're just putting in work right now. One of the guys I love right here. So we had a conversation, Jason and I. I told him, "Hey, this is what I see. This is what I would like to do." And he was like a regular. Him, Anthony, and Mello, they were kind of regulars on the show, and I love doing it. But the difference between them and him was the level of commitment. Let me change my tickler real quick. So the level of commitment, right? Anthony and Mello, whenever I need them, I just gotta drop a text, let them know. And it's always been like that with a few people in my life, like excuse me, Nueva York, Tommy, Ivan, Manito, Jazz, Ellie Jazz, um, Craze, my brother, Jayla. Shout out to Jayla. Big shout out to Jayla. There's just people that are just there. And whenever, the mayor from Uptown Wash Heights, there's just people that genuine love. And if I just send it like, yo, you want to hop on real quick? Let's have this conversation. Let Black. Yes, it's not even like a thought. Like, and they devote their time to this. So I had my conversation with Jason, and he's like, "Hey, just honestly, just me and you do something together. Like, it makes me feel like validated, right? This guy's Jason's got his own show, right? Besides the 2AM crew, he's been doing it for a while. He's got real love and passion for it. The same people that I surround myself with and that I love and support me, love and support him. Um, People I look up to and I work with, same thing with him. So it was a no-brainer for us. So we started recording and doing the pod, and it gave me that release. But I'm very passionate about sports, but I still felt like I needed this back because this was me. This was mine. Originally when I built it, it was about sports. Craze, Paulie B, my brother, Justin. Shout out to Justin. And everybody has been a co-host on the show. I give them their flowers. Jasmine Ruiz. But this, I was like, you know what? I started this show. It has my name on it. It's been morphed into many things. I'm gonna continue it as something for me, right? Um, as a coping mechanism for what's going on in life, as a sort of diary or journal where I could speak my truth and be myself. So it was rebranded in a way where it was about me. And I said this on the first episode. This show was something, my family was very proud of. My wife was very proud of. My grandmother was very proud of. And when she passed, I had a difficult, you know, she's, like the matriarch of the family. So I really had a difficult time with her passing. So I wanted to end the show because I felt like interviewing people and trying to be funny and crack jokes. Like I've been there, done that, basically. And I wanted to repurpose it. I wanted something that I had a passion for, and that's where we went with back to the sports angle. Um, and that turned into the 2 a.m. crew. So now I get to release my sports fandomhood on that show, but on this show, I get to be more personable, right? um, so yeah, I really shout out to Don De Niro. The other day I was at Don De Niro's studio and I was previewing a movie with him. He was showing me his work, and I came to the realization that interviewing like creatives from the Latino community was not something that a lot of people were doing. And if it was done in a form where it wasn't just every Latino. It was more of these are the ones that are up there and they're doing their thing. When I created this show, and I don't want to like brag or whatever, but I felt like I created a lane, and I think Nueva York or Tommy told me this. This is the only space we got where we could come and be us. And I started interviewing influencers, directors, photographers, um, and anybody that's a creative that I felt was doing dope work that needed some recognition, that you might not know. Not to say that these people didn't have a following because they did, but I wanted to give them their moment and I wanted to interview them. So I kind of carved out a lane for this pod. Um, and it was amazing. It was fantastic. I had so much fun doing that. Um, but I felt like this was morphing into something else and something more. So when I wanted to bring it back, I wanted to bring it back. We could still do those interviews. We could still have those conversations. We could still talk about people that I feel need to be highlighted. Hence why I had Splu on the show. But I would, in between, do things about me to give you guys an opportunity to also get to know me and to give me an opportunity to have a conversation with the audience that I've built over the years. So that's where I'm at. I want to say thank you to Jason before I move on. It's been fantastic working with you. Um, Combined between me and you, we have 3 pods. You're selfless with your time. You're selfless with ideas, and I couldn't have asked at this point in time for someone better to work with. We have a great working relationship, and I cannot wait to see what we do in 2026. So thank you, Jason. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, I want to also thank, it's going to be a little weird, because it has my name and it's my pod. For the reasons I mentioned before, I want to thank the Rick H. Show. You know, 4 awards, 230 episodes, um, a lifetime of moments, so many relationships built on this brand. It has my name on it, but it's a brand of its own. It's a thing of its own. I hope it lives on while I'm not here, or it's something that is seen in my neighborhood. The purpose was to do the pod and tell these stories from my neighborhood, from people in the neighborhood that maybe you don't know about, but hey, this guy is just like you, or this woman is just like you, and this is what they're doing, and this is where you could be. Um, so I want to thank the show for giving me an outlet. I want to thank the show for giving me the space and time to do this, and to pour myself into it, and to allow me to be vulnerable. And it's going to be a lot more of this next year. I'm hoping to get to number 300 next year. I have 70 episodes to go. If I record once a week, I won't get there. So that tells you I might be doing some overtime in the summer. Um, I have some people lined up already to be on the pod next year, that amazing stories I want to tell. It won't always be virtual. It might be some pre-records, might be a sit-down interview in someone else's studio. There's just so many stories to tell, and so many interesting moments in life and lessons to be told as well. Um, every person has a journey and has a lesson that they've learned in that journey. And I think that if you take the time to sit down and digest that and think about it and apply that to your own life, it could help you tremendously. Doing this show since 2018, I've met some incredible, amazing people, and everyone has done something or given me something. If it's not physical or emotional or anything, or spiritual message or something, that has got me to where I am, and I'm forever grateful for that. So I'm forever grateful for this show. So let's give a round of applause to the show. um, so I already mentioned how great I've had a year this year. Um, Another thank you I want to say, and before I do that, let me just I think I've learned some great and valuable lessons this year. Um, Over, I want to say, the last 3 or 4 months, I've been jotting little anecdotes down on my phone, and I think next year I'm gonna try to dedicate some time to write a book. Um, but stuff that I've learned this year only has given me a natural path of what to do next year. So I say that to say this, right? I've analyzed all the relationships in my life. What holds water, what doesn't, right? I've invested time to those that are present in that state. But there's some relationships I need to nurture and care for and work on. And I think that's one of my goals next year. You see, I think of things like that. I don't think, oh, I need to make 100K more. I need to do, no, no, no. I think of things that are going to make me feel fulfilled and happy at the end of next year. So that's one of them. And I'm going to take a quick pause for a second. But I'll be right back in the continuation of the show. Sorry about that. Beer makes you go to the bathroom, so I needed to go. Although it might be unprofessional, but it's my show. I can do that. So, getting back to what I was saying, um, evaluating yourself. Forget about materialistic things because they come and go. Really sit and ponder what matters to you, what is bothering you, what you really want to address, what you really want to do, right? One of my things is my weight, right? I'm at 260, I think 261, 262. So next year, everybody says that. That's the most common. I think that's the most common thing. But I'm at a point where it's bad health wise. I've had probably the worst year I've had health wise this year. Surgery, diagnosis with certain things. So I think moving into next year, I want to improve that aspect. Plus, I'm 41. I have 3 children, so I kind of want to be around as long as possible. Um, I want to see these milestones with them because small moments, again, they mean a lot. So I've been keeping up with my health and stuff. I've been following up with doctors. I've been um, following what you're supposed to do, which is, preventative measures, not reactive measures. Latino men, they don't get themselves checked out. You go to the doctor when something's broken or it needs to be fixed. You don't do yearly checkups. You don't like, oh, this shoulder's hurting a little bit. Let me go speak to the doctor. Or, I've been having real problems with my heart or my stomach or something. Let me go get that checked out. Uh, and it might seem small, right? I was having a lot of gastro issues. And I've been seeing a doctor regularly about it. You're not going to get everything on the first visit. You got to continue to go to them, try things. There's several different things that are going on with your body that could be affecting your body in different areas, and you have to address those. Now, it could be overwhelming like it was for me, but I just took things one thing at a time, and that's where I'm at. So I did that this year. I'm going to continue that next year, but I want to have a more positive experience next year. I want to certain things I want to cut out, and I'm waiting till the New Year's because I do like to celebrate. I do like to enjoy myself. I do love to eat whatever I can. I like to drink beer. Not really. I don't really drink alcohol like that. Um, so I'm waiting for the New Year, but I attack things differently than most people. Like if there's something I'm trying to accomplish, I'm gonna try to work on that like a maniac, and I'm gonna try to do it once every chance I get, every once a day. I gotta check in, see where I'm at with it. So that's one thing, right? I mentioned people in your lives, relationships, things that you want to build. I don't necessarily mean relationships with your significant other. I mean relationships in general. The older I get, the more I realize it is important to have a partner, a wife, by your side. But it's also important, excuse me, to have a friend that you could also turn to and bounce like conversations or have, you know, a break from things. It is also important to have that at work, to have colleagues you could trust and confide in. So life really is a balance. And whatever situation you're in, at home, at work, with your friends, you want to try to pick people that want have your best interest in mind. B, you have their best interest in mind, and C, that you're happy in that situation. Now, I've been in my professional job for I think it's 12, going on 13 years next year. I have a very tight knit, close group of friends at work. Still to this day, we all are together, and we have a very similar mentality where we're there to do our job, not only do our job, but excel at our job, um, and be solution oriented. And I think that that's why we all gel together so well. I have that at home, and I have friends in the creative field that I also confide in. So I've built a nice space for myself. Um, so that's just a piece of advice for those that need it for next year. If one of those areas is lacking, or if you're not happy in one of those areas, change the environment. Put yourself in an environment that you want to be in. Because if you don't want to be somewhere, if you wake up like, oh my God, I gotta go do this, or oh my God, there's an issue. There really is an issue. And no one cares about your happiness but you. So fix it some way, somehow. And the last point I want to hammer in here. Jason just texted me. I'm sorry, everybody. So two breaks. I went to the bathroom. I know this. and I have 3 kids, so I have a runny nose. So you've heard me go like, I'm sorry about that. So, um, to rewind, no one's gonna care about how you feel, what you want to do, or any of that. There's a certain space where you have to be selfish about yourself, right? And you have to be realistic with yourself. People are different, you know. Certain people are motivated by money. Certain people are happy by money. Certain people, that's them. You know, material things, that's cool. Whatever, that's you. That's you. What you float your boat. For me, things are deeper. You know, not to say that I don't chase money or don't look after money, which I do, but things are deeper for me. You know, I'm looking for legacy, value, um, commitment, and time, like real time. So the older you get, the more you realize how valuable your time is. Um, there's certain things I don't do or attend, not because I don't want to, because I would love to be there, but it would take away time from something else for me. So I equate, right? Do I want to go to this event on this day when I have time for my family, or do I want to be home with my family? Most of the time, my family wins, um, because that's what makes me happiest. And I think that's what people should really chase. Yes, money is great. It does things for you. It lets you live comfortable, and you can live the life whatever you want. In this day and age with the internet and working from home and all that stuff, you could travel the world. You could do whatever you want. Great. But at the end of the day, when you go to bed and you look at your life, are you completely happy with yourself? And this is what I really ponder, sit, think, analyze at the end of the year. And this is my end of the year celebration. I'm happy at home. I'm happy at work. I'm happy creatively. So I've had an amazing year. And creatively, I show how happy I am by doing certain things. Now, this year I took a big hiatus from social media. I didn't shoot content as regularly as I did. I just was very purposeful with my time. My time means more to me now than it meant back then. So if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something the right way, how I want it, when I want to drop it. So I'm going on my own clock, my own time. In 2026, I will be releasing more content. I will be doing more shows of this show and the 2 a.m. crew. I will be returning to that hustle and grind that I've been doing for a few years back, um, but with a purpose and how and when I want to do it. So that's what I've gotten out of these last 2 or 3 years. Um, and I want to leave you guys with that. Instead of thinking, oh, I made X amount of dollars, or I weigh X amount of money, or I weigh X amount of pounds, or I'm in this situation, I'm married or engaged or whatever. Realistically, sit by yourself, think, right? You, how are you with you? How do you feel about yourself? And did you do something for you this year? And I feel like if you have, and you did something for those around you, you'll be happy. Something we need to see more in this world is happiness, celebration, love, strength, wisdom, a little bit less of the idiocracy that happens in social media and on these shows. And learning, growing up, stuff was amazing to me. I wish some of the stuff that was around when I was growing up was around now. Sometimes unplugging for a while could be great for you guys. So I hope you do that. So, summation, it's been a great 2025. Rest in peace to those who have passed. Cheers to those who have accomplished their goals. Great work to those who don't feel like they got there, but good job. Continue to push forward. And have a terrific New Year's Eve tomorrow. But for next year, unplug, unwind, enjoy the moments, be present. Cheers. Happy 2026. See you all, guys. See you all next year.
You feel that knock? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, it's no you in your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped. That's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow sticks. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Banish the menace, my pen touches the